an area that the Eepas were quite frequently seen. Mekahunes, they mainly started off on Molokai, but then they also had a big group of them that was once on Kauai. Now, legend has it that most of the Mekahunes went back to their sacred homelands because what happens was the king of the Mekahunes was upset because many of the Mekahunes were fraternizing with humans, which is not supposed to happen. Now, Mekahunes are like very much like elves. They were said to build many of the fish ponds, some of the roads very quickly overnight. Very magical.
Did they live underground or?
You know, it was not very clear, but they were mostly very active at night.
Okay.
Hawaii long ago was said to have been once part of a place, I believe it was either Mu or Lemura, I'm not sure, but anyway. So many legends of this
right.
group long ago. Some scholars have said though that, oh no, the Mekahunes were actually what is called the Marquesans, because the first indigenous Hawaiian people came from the Marquesa Islands, and they were about 5 feet tall. But the later group of Hawaiians that came and took over were between 6.5 and 7 feet. So the Marquesans were chased into the mountains, and they were seen as like the little tiny people. But many Hawaiian people said, no, that's not who they were. So again, there's a lot of dispute there.
Right.
But even still to this day, there was a story not long ago, maybe in the 1970s or 80s. There was a school that they called in the police and the fire department and all these guys because children were seeing Menehune running around the school. So they called in these, the fire department and everybody, and they were all searching underneath there and looking around.
Where was that? Here in
Oahu, yeah. I don't know exactly what particular school.
Wow.
I've heard a few other Menehune stories throughout, yeah.
So they're like goblins, right?
But Menehunes are more mischievous. The Eepas are more like goblins. But then there's another group of entities that are shapeshifters called kupuas. Shapeshifters are sometimes equivalent in many respects to, like genies?
Yes,
Genies,
yes.
sort of like in that shape-shifting state. Some people can even equate them to being like incubus, succubus, stuff like that too, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, many cultures have similarities.
Yeah. So, is there a hollow earth? I mean, like, in the Hawaii, this legend?
I've heard, not directly from Hawaiian legend, but I've heard from, Hawaiian legend talks about, of course, the underworld, but Hawaiian legend also has all these other things that I've not been able to research, but I also heard from other sources that underneath the Hawaiian Islands, I don't know if it was Pearl Harbor or some of the other islands too, but there's UFO bases around too.
Right.
I had a lady one night that she said she works with the federal government on these secret projects, and she, was psychic in all these ways, and she knew about all this stuff. But what freaked me out about this lady, because sometimes you have people that are like that, are just kind of way out there, and
of course,
But this lady showed me a picture. And here in Hawaii, there's a well-known entity known as the Mo'owahine, which is, if you look in the history of mankind's old cultures, they talk about dragon entities, reptilians. Well, she said the Mo'owahine, which is a well-known entity, she went out to Mokuleia, and everybody knows there is a Mo'owahine out in Mokuleia. She said that she knew of this Mo'owahine for a very long time, and she asked the Mo'owahine, is it okay if I take her picture? And the Mo'owahine said, yeah. She showed me the picture. She shows me the picture of a lady, beautiful lady, but scales all over her face and even in her eyes. So either she had the greatest Photoshop type of program, or she was real, so I don't know. But anyway.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is quite amazing when you open yourself up to the possibilities,
Of course.
The second Morgan's point is where the